Yo, 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 welcome back. We are here. Nick is here, in-house, because it's Tuesday, because I gotta leave. So what's up, Nick?
Nothing, man. You hope you enjoy your warm weather, fucker.
Dude, I better bring some of the sunshine back to us here in the mitten, because it's getting... This winter has just been terrible. But on that note, let's kick it. Yeah, welcome back to the Hulaham Hour. I'm Curtis, that's Nick. Yeah, very exciting week in sports, to say the least. Got a lot to cover here. First thing, I'd like to shout out Tom Grossi and the Grassi Posse. He raised $1 million for charity in half the amount of time that it took him last year. So shout out, Tom. Congratulations. Hope you're getting some well-needed sleep. He ended up staying up almost like 20-plus hours because when he hit $900,000, he didn't sleep between 900 and $1 million, but he hit 900 grand after he was like ready to go to bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was rough, but he did it. I think it only took him 7 or 8 days, where last year it took him 14 or so. But still, I mean, $1 million to undo medical debt, and that's going to alleviate about $100 million worth of Americans' medical debt. So congratulations, Tom. That's awesome. So, all right. So yeah, here we are. As the thumbnail states, we've got a lot of trade rumors to go over that we've had swirling around today. That one of them that I'm really excited about, in particular. But the first thing that I'd like to shout out is the United States hockey for winning gold in both men's and women's. Very, very, very exciting. If you haven't heard about it, that means you're literally living under a rock like Patrick Star from SpongeBob. But we will get into that. Just wanted to shout it out at the beginning of the episode, but we're going to get right into the main topic of today's episode, which is the NFL Combine and the free agency coming up, things like that. So, Nick, you messaged me earlier today with some news. You want to share it with people?
Yeah, they're talking about the Lions going out and getting Myles Garrett.
Oh boy, look out! I would literally cry. I think I might like shed a tear as a grown man.
We'd have to dump some cap room for that to happen, but I'm more than willing.
Imagine playing quarterback at the highest level and having two of the top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Pass rushers coming at you, one on each side. One on your blind side, one on your regular side. It would be a literal all-in move by the Lions for a Super Bowl. I made the joke today after I heard that, you know what, if we do that, we don't even need any defensive backs. We can roll with the same ones because you can't count to 3 and not get a pass off. So that's one that we're going to keep our eyes very close on. And keep you people informed.
The Lions got quite a few picks, too. I mean, the Browns are in total rebuild.
Yeah,
they got nothing to lose by trading away Garrett for a bunch of stock.
Nope, that is very, very, very true. So, Garrett in his trade offer last year said, I love Cleveland, but I want to compete. And then money talks, so he signed the deal and then broke the sack record. So, at the end of the day, really, I mean, he still had an incredible season. It would have been great to see him do that for the Lions, but we wouldn't have been able to pay him that kind of money either. So, at least at the time. So other couple ones. One, we've heard rumor now that Kirk Cousins is going to be released, which has been just a ticking time bomb. But what potential suitors do you see? Because I still think he's got some football left, especially after watching him play the tail end of last season. Where do you see him falling if he doesn't start just announcing games?
I don't see why Pittsburgh wouldn't go after him, honestly. Number one for me. Yeah, he's older, but he showed at the end of last year he can still play.
Still play at a high level, very much.
And I just don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, they're talking about drafting Ty Simpson, which, I mean, I'm an Alabama fan, and my opinion on that is good luck to you.
Well, yeah, but who'd they draft last year?
Will Howard.
Yeah, and, he clearly is not what they wanted. But they took him for reasons I still think it's a wasted draft pick. Did he serve backup to Aaron Rodgers? Yep.
No, Mason Rudolph did.
There you go. So then there was just a total wasted draft pick, another Pittsburgh fumble. So Yeah.
I'm just surprised Atlanta's letting Kirk go, though. Penix is hurt. He's been injury prone his whole life.
And kind of not played very well in the time he has been healthy. So
Yeah, not great.
No, it's not. But again, you kind of have to be all in on somebody that you picked that high in the draft. And if you're not, then it makes you look even dumber than you actually are.
I get giving him a couple of years. I just wonder if the injury bug thing he can get over because he was hurt 2 years in college for serious injuries.
Yep. That's something that Tyler Shook kind of overcame. He was hurt a lot in college. That's why he's like 27. And like here we are, and he had a really good rookie campaign, almost to the point of winning Rookie of the Year. I think he ended up getting runner-up. But yeah, I don't know. Very high on that man. All right, couple other places for some free agents to land. Max Crosby. Could you imagine? I know this will never happen, but if we were able to capture Max Crosby and Myles Garrett,
Dude, we wouldn't have a defense. It'd be 3 guys out there. We couldn't pay all of them.
you know what though? I'd be okay with it because we'd probably still have a better defense than half of the defenses in the NFL. Oh man, that would be wild. But you know, in a perfect world, we have a very, very high chance to land either one of those players. At this point, I'd say we probably have a little bit better chance to land Crosby because he's like officially done in Las Vegas. You know,
I don't know. I was reading today. They expect him back in
They can say
Las
that.
Vegas.
They can say that all they want, but I'll believe it for a second. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. But yeah, okay. So where else do you see Max Crosby falling in the line of the stars?
Unfortunately, as much as it kills me, I could see Chicago as a suitor. They have the capital and the young talent to trade away.
And if we bring another top 3 pass rusher to the NFC North, I'm going to commit Harry Carey. I'm just like, I'm so over there. You know, like we already have to deal with Micah Parsons now, which we might only have to deal with him for about half of next season, potentially. But get better because I hate seeing great players hurt, no matter who you are, who you play for. But they need to come to Detroit and not to a rival. That's
the thing that's going to be with Max Crosby, I think, is going to be the outlier. Is they're going to have to get some high-level receivers from whoever they trade him to, because Mendoza needs help. They don't have a receiving core. I mean, they need linemen too. Don't get me wrong, but they really need receivers. And DJ Moore would wrap up into that package.
Yeah, which leads me to our next guy that's on the thumbnail here today is A.J. Brown. Nick Sirianni came out and said in a press conference the most vanilla, regular answer for a coach in the history of answers for coaches, which is, I don't know what the next season's going to bring. I don't even know if my job's safe, blah, 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 you know, just, which is pretty much telling me that if he was not being talked about, he'd have come out and said, AJ's an Eagle. He would have. He'd have come out and just said, just squash it right now. AJ's an Eagle. But right now, there's a lot of people that it would make complete sense for him to go to. One being the Saints, one being the Raiders, another one being Tennessee.
Number 1 would be Buffalo.
Well, yeah. However, I completely agree with you. But if you think he was drama for not getting the ball thrown to him in Philadelphia, imagine a team that runs 40 times a game.
But that's half of it only because Josh Allen doesn't trust any of his receivers to throw the ball downfield on a 50-50 ball.
That's true. That's very true.
That's all you'd have to throw to is AJ and his tight ends. So, I mean, I think you'd get a lot of usage there.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the receivers would just be whatever. They already got B-squad receivers.
Yeah. It's also looking like Cowboys are going to franchise tag Pickens, which do you think he'll just accept it and play, or do you think he'll bitch?
I don't know, because he's an asshole.
He is.
I don't know how that's going to play out.
I've heard he's actually not an asshole. He's just a diva, which is it's a great way to describe him.
That's kind of putting, one shoe on each foot there. But
it is. It is. So, like, should he play for it? Yeah, you're making on average. I think if I understand correctly, franchise tag is that player will make what the average salary of the top 5 players is, or something like that.
$28 million is what they said this year,
which is an ungodly amount of money for a wide receiver. On the flip side of things, anymore a franchise tag is like a slap in the dick, where like the Falcons are going to franchise tag Kyle Pitts, which that one makes sense.
Yeah,
you get paid that high as a tight end, dude. It's more than he's making now. It's 100% more than he's making.
Problem is, you go down and tear your ACL next year, and that's where that franchise tag
comes back and haunts you forever. Yeah, that's very true. So, I don't know. A.J. Brown, I think, definitely has the biggest possibility to make an impact at the most different places where, you could send Max Crosby or Myles Garrett to different places. I don't know. It's just gonna be a tough place to land for all these guys, but I definitely see all three of those players being on different teams when we start the season.
See, I think Garrett is the least likely to get moved.
Mainly because Cleveland's so goddamn stubborn.
Yeah, they just don't want to.
They don't want to. Yeah, they 100% have no interest in trying to move on from their only player that's putting butts in seats.
And, I mean, I hate to say it, but their defense wasn't bad this year. It was their offense scoring 7 points a game.
No, their defense was one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
Their offense just was terrible. It was ungodly terrible. So, yeah, we've got a lot of free agency stuff, but free agency starts, the league year starts, what, in 2.5 weeks, I think, something like that?
It's March 11th from what I saw.
Yeah.
March 11th or March 13th, one of the two.
Yep, so we'll keep everybody up to date on that. The Combine's going on now, and let me pull up some stuff here. So, like, what is your overall opinion on the Combine anymore? Like, because mine, it kind of lies in, like, I don't think, one, it's not utilized like it used to be, for one. Two, the players don't come out like they used to. Used to be like that was showcasing, especially for the position players, wide receiver, quarterback, all that kind of stuff. But, like, how much weight do you feel the Combine still has on a player's draft position?
I think it still has quite a bit of weight on their draft position, but I totally agree with you. It's not like it used to be.
No.
It used to be all the top players still trying to move up in the draft.
Yes.
And now, I mean, it's worked well for your, fifth, sixth, your fourth rounders moving up to the second and third round, but you don't see any of the greats doing what they should be there anymore. And I don't know what the answer is to that. Them just doing interviews, they don't care about your interviews. They really don't. I mean, that's pretty minuscule when you're drafting somebody.
Yep, for sure. So, yeah. I forgot to put our on-air sign on, so we might get walked in on here in a little bit. Anyways, all right. Yeah, the Combine's going on right now. What do you, like, okay. So Xavier Worthy runs the fastest 40 ever, right, at the Combine, and then does what?
Well, the same thing the next guy that runs that, he's going to get drafted by the Chiefs.
Very true.
Let's call it what it is.
That's a good one. Call a spade a spade. I love it. It's gonna be a very interesting draft coming up the end of April. We're gonna be probably going over our mock drafts here as it gets a little bit closer. But I know you don't like getting into them at all, but I don't really like getting into them until we're like at least a month out because it's just too much. It's too much at once.
And Shadur Sanders is a perfect example of why I don't. Nobody thought he would not go till the 5th round.
Could you imagine? Okay, a reality where he killed it this year, and Mel Kiper just is like, I told you, fuckers. I told you. Because he was just, I've seen him be like unruly at almost every draft in my life, but last year he was just like, this is a travesty. Like, you would have thought that like his mom died or some shit. It was like, oh, swift kick in the dick for him.
Well, I was watching an article earlier, and he just was like, I don't know what the hell is going to happen anymore. He goes, it's crazy. People you think are going in the first, go in the 4th, and other way around.
Yeah, it's almost to a point where, like, he almost knew too much to a point where, did he have an inside scoop from some
I think he's overinformed.
Yeah, that 110% overinformed.
He talks to so many of these teams, and either that or these teams just mislead the fuck out of him, just to fuck with other teams. So when he releases
or he took a phone call from the Falcons owner's kid and said Shadur's going 2nd overall. Oh, man. I still, you think by now it would have come out to what happened. I mean, there's not been someone come out and be like, the Giants owner didn't come out and be like, he told me he wanted to fuck my wife. Like, no one's come out and said anything of that nature. So I'm really still curious what it is besides just being daddy's boy and, all that kind of shit. I'm just still, definitely crazy. So, but again, if he did get drafted that high, one, he would have been put in a starting role for sure. And two, we'd have been sitting here saying that he had 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions on playing 18 games.
10 interceptions.
So, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, he was sub 500 in that stat.
Yeah.
But yeah, made a Pro Bowl, because you guys are killing that one, NFL.
Yeah, no, it's dead. They've been just stabbing a dead horse for the last like 3 or 4
And making
years.
it worse.
Literally making it worse. Like, why? Dude, they used to have it in Hawaii and sell out the stadium, right? Now they have it in a practice facility with like 1,200 people, and they don't even sell that out.
Yeah, because nobody wants to fucking watch it.
It's a joke, dude. It's a goddamn travesty is what it is. Fix it, NFL. Stop making more international games, which is going to steamroll us into our next segment here. I'm sick of all these international games. Quit that shit and keep us in the States. And, yeah, like, have the couple international games a year is fine, but what do we got this year, 9?
Yeah.
Holy, and now the Lions are one of them, and they're going to Germany because Amara's mom is from there, which, okay, great. Nothing against Germany, nothing against playing around the world. But it's a proven statistic that no team that has played an international game has got to make it to a Super Bowl. So I'm not even going to put my $50 on the Lions this year.
Yeah,
unless we trade for Myles Garrett.
You totally are.
Yeah, you're right. I know. I'm a sucker. But, dude, okay, so is it a lottery? Is it a drawing? Is it just Roger Goodell hires monkeys to throw darts at teams on a wall? How do they decide international games? Do you have any idea?
I don't have a clue, honestly. They got to have some kind of committee or something.
Well, they've made Jacksonville the home team in London.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just – and honestly, if they were to move from Jacksonville, that would be where they should go. The 49ers travel this year is like double second place. Did you see anything on that?
No.
They're playing their game in Australia. Their international game.
I feel like to me that's a bit extensive.
Dude, they're going to travel more to that game than like I think 10 of the teams do all year. Just in that flight.
Which is crazy.
It's nuts. Like, here, I got to hang on. Let me look that up.
I don't know. I just think there's a point where you're just pushing it too far. Like, these guys aren't playing golf, you know?
Okay, let's get it up here. Yeah, in 2026, the San Francisco 49ers are set to break the NFL record for single-season travel with projections exceeding 38,000 miles. They have 2 international games this year. They have one in Australia and they have one in Mexico City, which they're considering both of those home games. On top of the fact, yeah, the one trip that when the 49ers play the Rams in week 1, it's a 15,800-mile round trip.
Wait, the 49ers play the Rams in Australia?
Yeah.
You know how pissed they are? They're like a couple hours apart.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, that's unbelievable. 38,000 miles of travel. I had a chart that had like the rest of the hang on, travel miles for NFL teams 2026. I'm not interested. Yeah, it's all about the 49ers. They don't even care about the rest of them. They're just like, yeah, dude, the 49ers have to travel 38,000 miles, and nobody else has to travel even close to that. So not only do they have to combat a nuclear plant next door to them that's literally making their ACLs tear, they now have to travel 38,000 miles just to play football. So I don't know. But again, overall, I'm all for the international games, and I'm a little biased this year just because I never wanted to see the Lions have to play in another one, but I knew it was inevitable. But I'm sure there's still teams that haven't.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure there's still teams that haven't, and those teams definitely need to step up and play one. Now, I would love to see a team that did play one of these games make the Super Bowl so that we can squash that whole debacle, because if it continues like that, none of the teams are going to want to do it. I mean, seriously, if we're talking 10 years from now and no team that's played an international game has made the Super Bowl, there's going to be hell raised about it, if not quicker than that.
Yeah.
It's already a long enough stat that it's a problem in my eyes. You're never going to hear that shit on ESPN. That's why you tune into the Hulaham Hour, motherfuckers. All right. Keeping on. We're cruising along. We're about 20 minutes in. It's legit. All right. So, moving on from some football, I think that's a pretty good segue out of football today.
Now, let's talk about the UFL rules.
Yes, please. Let me pull those up really quick.
Those are
go
interesting.
ahead.
So those caught my attention. A 4-point field goal.
4-point field goal for a field goal past 60 yards.
Yes.
A ban on punts inside the 50-yard line, excluding the final 2 minutes of each half.
Yes.
And a prohibition of the tush-push quarterback sneak. Which one of these is your favorite?
I kind of like the field goals.
Me too. 100%.
Between that and punt inside the 50, because they kind of tie into each other.
So the punting one actually I like the best, because there should be no reason for you to punt inside the 50. You either fucking go for it or you kick the field goal. It's just the way it is. and I do like the 4-point field goal idea. However, I've stated on this channel before, and I've stated before that I feel like kickers have way too much influence on the outcome of a football game. So I would be in favor of that if it was like a little. I don't know, man. Right now, Adam Vinatieri is the all-time leading scorer in the NFL. He's a kicker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect against Adam Vinatieri. He's the best kicker to ever do it, and he has nothing but my respect. However, the kicker should not be the number one leading scorer in the NFL. If that's the case, why aren't they in the MVP conversation?
Because they never will. A kicker should have won the MVP of the fucking Super Bowl.
They should have. He
should
have. He was the MVP.
Myers
he scored the most points.
Myers absolutely should have won the MVP.
Yeah, and he didn't because they're kickers and they're looked at terribly, dude.
And if it weren't for the second half stats where they put up points and you're looking at it and it's 15, guess what? He wins.
We'll see how this goes for the UFL. I'm sure it's going to be great, especially for a league that's like starving for viewers and starving for more entertainment for their viewers. It's going to be a great thing for the UFL, so we'll see. But I know, like the NFL copied the UFL's kickoff for a while there.
Well, that's where they try everything first. They work together.
They do. So I would love I hope that I hope they're voting on the tush push again, and I hope that shit gets voted out.
From what I saw, ridiculous. It doesn't sound like nobody put a bill up this year.
No. Okay. Well, it is what it is. I guess you either learn how to stop it or just run it every play, but. We'll see how this goes. I'm definitely a big fan of that punt thing, dude. Like, there was that one game this year, and the one that I thought they were literally throwing the game because, like, if they would have scored that field goal, because they're on like the 35-yard line, the Browns were, and they punted it, and if they would have kicked it though, it would have hit the over. And there was a whole thing of speculating about the fact that the Stefanski had money on the game and told the punter to go out there instead of his kicker. So I don't know, but yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So hey, good catch because we've been missing some stuff these last few weeks, like college basketball as a whole, the last month and a half, which we'll be getting into here shortly. So, all right. Before we segue into basketball, let's talk a little bit of golf. Let's talk the golf that I actually watched, and then I got to catch a little bit of the second match last night on TGL, but I did not get to catch any of the first
I fell asleep during the middle.
Did you?
I totally did.
Yeah. All right. Well, at least you got a little bit of the first, and I got a little bit of the second, but we both watched the Genesis, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Genesis Open happened. We had a first-time winner, PGA, which was it Jacob?
Bridgman.
Jacob Bridgman. Yeah, Jacob Bridgman. 26 years young. Had a terrible final round.
Yeah.
Finished one over, but still won. Kitayama, holy shit, dude, starts the day 10 under and finishes in second, 17 under. Rory, what a finish that Rory had, though. Let's talk about that for a second. Like, to hole out from the sand, that putt that he hit on 18 from, like, off the green. I mean, he was Rory.
Dude, he's right there this year. He's just, God, he's got to piece it together in the earlier rounds. Yeah, that's the same issue Scotty's having this year. If he can get over the Thursday and Friday woes, he'll be fine.
So right now with that win, that puts Jacob Bridgman at the top of the FedEx Cup standings. Chris Goddard up is in second, only 3 points behind. Scotty Scheffler is in third, only a couple more points behind. And then there's a pretty big leap between Colin Morikawa and Scotty in fourth. But, Jake Knapp hasn't even won yet this year, and he has 680 points.
He's playing good golf.
He's playing very good golf. But I'm pretty sure Shane O's Golf said that if Jake Knapp wins a round with PXG clubs, that he has to buy PXG clubs and play with them, and he's the one that just hates PXG clubs. I think that's wildly hilarious. I've never swung a PXG club to, like, talk shit, but I do know that they're, like, the douchebag club brand. I don't know what gave them that stigma. If you know what gave PXG their negative stigma, let us know in the comments. I'm really curious. Okay, so right now, way too early predictions in PGA. Besides Scotty or Rory, who would be your favorite to win the FedEx Cup this year? Because honestly, if you would have told me last year at this time that Tommy Fleetwood was going to win it, I'd be like, really? Not taking anything from Tommy. He's a great golfer.
And he's the number 3 ranked golfer in the world.
Yep. But it's still, you'd been like, no, Scotty's going to win. You know what I'm saying? But, like, the two big names, Scotty and Rory aside, who you got money on this year to win the Cup?
I think who's going to make a strong run this year is Justin Rose.
Yeah, he's up there. He's right now in 10th.
I mean, his game looks really good right now. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, 45 years old. He's still playing
the level
great.
That he's playing at, yeah. Sam Burns has been playing some really good golf, too.
Spieth looked decent this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't see him winning nothing, but he looked better.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, Ricky's up there at 38th right now. He's been playing pretty good. Ricky Fowler's been playing way better golf than Ricky normally plays so far that's just a credit to right now we're witnessing one of the best, most competitive PGA seasons we've ever seen because Scotty's won once. Okay?
Yeah, got her up 1-2.
Yep. And I just, see, this is going to be so tough for the PGA to bring back these live players because their board is so large as it is. Like right now, they're tied for 158th, but there's some players that don't have any points yet. No, that sucks. Anyways, Brooks Koepka's down at the very bottom. Has he only played the one tournament?
He's played at least 2 that I've seen.
2? Well, he hasn't scored a single or no, he's got 6. Excuse me, he's got 6.
Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, a little harder than live.
Yeah, well, a few better golfers.
Little bit. So, all right, let's see what we got coming up here. On the Genesis, what an incredible thing to do, because Tiger hosts this event now. For him to be in the crowd watching you, like, what's going through Jacob Bridgman's head when he's on 18 about to win that at 26 years old? Like, what do you think is going through his head?
Dude, he said once he hit 17, he started, like, getting the nerves bad. He's like, I was sweating. I was nervous with every shot. I think it was when he made the bogey putt on 16.
Yeah.
Is when he said the nerves just hit.
Yeah.
He goes, I was fine all day until that.
Yeah. It's really great to see that, but what do you think Jacob Bridgman's odds now are going into, like, the Masters?
I still think they're not great in a place like the Masters. I do see him getting another victory or so this year.
Yep.
But the Masters is a totally different animal.
100%.
All majors are just different.
It'll be great to see some of these younger players. I think it'll be Goddard's first Masters, I think.
I think so.
It'll be Bridgman's first Masters. Rory won it last year. He's looking to repeat, to really solidify that he deserves that Grand Slam and it wasn't a fluke. Still, though, that shot he had last year in the final round was one of the greatest shots I've still ever seen to this day.
Yeah.
It's right up there with Tiger's freaking curve around on whatever it was for the Masters, too. But, dude, got a lot of really good, exciting golf coming up. Our next tournament this weekend coming up here is, I could never pronounce this to save my life, the Cogniat Classic.
Cogniat.
Is that how you say that?
Cogniat.
Some sort of weird, I don't know. Anyways.
It's in Florida, right?
It's at the Champions Course.
Yeah, it's in Florida.
Which is, yes, the Bear Trap, which is Jack Nicklaus's course. Yep, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Why am I not going to that? I'm going to be right in the backyard of that tournament this weekend. Damn.
Justin Thomas is his first tournament this year.
Welcome back, JT, baby.
Yep.
And so, rolling into our next segment here, how did JT play in TGL the other day?
Dude, he played pretty well. For him not playing competitive golf since the Ryder Cup, that's how long he's been out. He had surgery.
Yeah.
So he looked pretty good being back. I noticed he didn't shoot both matches that night, but it was good to see him back in competitive
and
golf.
So JT plays for Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, so see, I was wondering why, because Atlanta definitely did not play him in the one against LA.
No.
But Atlanta beat Boston 5-2 in the opening window. And then I pretty much watched, so LA was the first team ever to take the first 3 points in first 3 holes.
I watched the triples.
Yep. And but LA just looked great. I mean, they looked just really good. They just couldn't miss. I mean, they even had, I think one of their players on that bridge shot, Colin Morikawa, I think, hit it under the bridge. He went to go over it.
It sounded like he hit it, and it still went.
And it still went and landed right next to the green, and then the other guy went around it, and it just didn't come right far back enough. And
an alternate, man, they hit quite a few penalty shots. Glover hit one out. Cantlay hit one out.
Yeah. But, it's just so exciting to watch. And then they got Michelle Wee. They were interviewing her last night. She's coming back to play on the LTGL next year, which, what a great way to get viewership.
Which I don't know if it's going to be next year or they said coming soon.
I think it's next season. I think they're going to run it if not the same time, right along the same time frame as this one is.
Yeah.
Which I think is the best. It's a great thing to do in the beginning of the PGA season before it gets really serious for points, where these guys can still fly back, play in this on Monday, Tuesday, whatever it is, and then still fly to get there by Wednesday for their warm-up round and Thursday for the opening round of their PGA match. So it's really, the sport is looking up as a whole. I'm very excited. The expansion comes next year, I believe. Detroit's getting a team, and someplace else is getting a team, I think. And then the women doing it, that's great. And honestly, like, not the hugest fan of LPGA, but I'll watch Michelle. I'll tune in to watch Michelle play golf because I haven't seen her play golf since I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that's really cool. I'm very, very excited about that. So, but yeah, there was some couple highlights. I'm telling you, I think what's your favorite hole on the lineup for TGL?
So right now, I'm kind of stuck on that par 3.
Yeah.
Where they got to hit it with their driver and it funnels back.
See, that one's fun, but my favorite one is the one where they got to punch it underneath that canyon.
Oh, the rock.
That one is just, I mean, to be able to figure that out, like, obviously it's not like the end of the world to figure it out. You just got to punch it and do it right. But there is so much more skill involved in making that kind of golf shot than just a regular everyday drive, which that's what I love the most. That's my favorite hole. But I think close second, the one you're talking about, I forget the name of it. Maybe it's called like the funnel or whatever. There's so much science that goes into that shot that I'm still waiting for somebody to figure out. Someone did almost get a hole-in-one on it the one day,
They did, but they keep moving the pin location.
Yeah, yep, which they should.
Yeah.
They should, for sure. So, so let's see. Where are we at rankings-wise? Because the end of the season is going to be here before we know it.
So Boston could have clinched if they would have won yesterday.
Okay.
And they didn't.
So we only have we got a doubleheader coming up today.
Yep.
And then we got another game on Sunday. We got another game on next Monday, another game on next Tuesday, and then the playoffs are scheduled for the semifinal doubleheader is Tuesday, March 17th at 6:30 and 9. And then the final series, match 1 is on Monday, March 23rd at 9, and Tuesday, March 24th at 7. And then the match 3, if necessary, is a doubleheader on that Tuesday. So no matter what, the winner of TGL this season will be crowned on Tuesday, March 24th on ESPN, either at 7 or 9 o'clock. Right now, who do you got as your favorite?
Boston looks good, but Atlanta's starting to come back around. They also shot most this year without JT.
Yep.
So I think that's going to be a huge advantage to have him back.
Especially because they're in first place still right now.
Yeah, and they're defending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like Atlanta this year, honestly.
I will say, watching LA play, though, they've seemed to, like, click the most as a team together. Like, they seem to have the most fun. Like, Tommy Fleetwood was getting interviewed yesterday, and Colin Morikawa was just throwing teas at him while he was getting interviewed and shit. Like, you don't see the other teams doing that, and you really kind of need that. So, but, this is kind of how it played out last year. Like, Jupiter, the Bay, and New York were kind of fighting it out at the bottom, if I remember right. And that's what we have again this year. And at the top, we got
Boston didn't win a match all last year.
Boston didn't. Okay, so I'm getting Bay and Boston mixed up.
Yes.
So, okay. But now Boston, since Rory's clicking with Boston.
Oh, no, they're winning because they got Thorbson.
Yeah, Thorben Jorgensen, the best putter in all of TGL. It's totally crazy. But, yeah, right now Atlanta's in first. LA is in second. Oh, they go by points. Okay, so it's win-loss record, but it's points. It looks like you get 2 points for every win that you have.
And I think tiebreaker is holes 1. That's the first tiebreaker.
Okay, so right now Atlanta's got 6 because they're 3-2. LA's got 4 with Boston. Jupiter Links has 2, along with the Bay and New York. However, it looks like holes 1. Yes, it does go off of holes 1, 100%, because Jupiter has 13, the Bay has 12, and New York has 11.
Yeah. So that's why even when they lose the match, it's still very important because it's so close.
So and then it jumps up to Boston's got 17, LA has 21, and Atlanta has 23. So literally, like, Atlanta has 10 more holes won than Jupiter.
Yeah.
That's, wow. And, like, Atlanta, they're good, but, like, they don't have the Rory. They don't have a Scotty. They got Billy Horschel. They got JT. They just got him back. And who are their other two? I don't even remember.
Oh, Lucas Glover, I think, is one of them. And God, who is their other player?
I'll tell you.
It's not Cantlay.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is.
Cantlay.
Yep, it is Cantlay. Yep, it is. But yeah, so I mean, they have the most overall round squad for sure. Cause
see, here's what I want to know: Why does Cantlay take so fucking long on the PGA Tour? He doesn't during that.
Well, because he's on a shot clock, for one.
Well, you technically are supposed to be in the PGA.
Yeah, but there's not somebody literally standing there with a stopwatch with it on a TV screen like there is in
Maybe we should
TGL
just follow him around with the TGL heartbeat.
Yeah.
Dum, 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 dum. Come on, Cantlay.
Quite frankly, no offense to him, but he seems to play better in TGL than he does in the PGA.
I think he's just more relaxed. A lot of them guys are. They're having fun. They're with their friends.
I did hear the announcer yesterday at TGL go, please do not talk during players' backswings. But they got Lady Gaga fucking blaring in the background.
Yeah, no
like,
shit.
Who gives a shit, dude? I don't know. I do love, TGL almost brings live vibes with the stature level of the PGA. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody there's still there to like have a good time, but they also respect. I'm not saying that live doesn't respect the game, but I really don't think you're going to get kicked out of a live match if you're screaming.
I think you just have to be naked to get kicked out of that. That's about it.
And then they might even just like promote you to Ultimate Fan.
Yeah. Body paint for everybody.
Yep. So, all right, speaking of live, because we'll cover it till it's not a thing anymore. I think they're in Australia this weekend. Let's see. Full schedule. No, they're in No. Okay, they were in Australia last weekend. That's what it was. And they're in Hong Kong, not this upcoming weekend, but the following for Live Golf Hong Kong at Hong Kong Golf Club. So,
and you notice the timing of the TGL, 2 weeks before the Masters. Give them players plenty of time to take a week off and focus.
I mean, Tiger's the heartbeat behind this. It was his idea, his money that made it happen. Him and Rory, like, that's why they have it when they have it, because one, they still need to have an off season from when that FedEx Cup is done at the end of September or beginning of September till the end of the year when the FedEx Cup fall takes place. They want to give them that time off, which that's great. They also don't want to compete with views for other PGA events either. They've scheduled this perfect, in my opinion. The season's long enough that it's competitive enough that there's separation in teams clearly. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the future of this. I just hope that it keeps going. I just want to see them build some more stadiums. Yeah. They don't even got to put one at every single place, but like make another one in LA. Make another one in New York. Start building them in the cities where your teams are located, but don't bite off so much that you can't, that you got to go bankrupt. We don't want to see that happen either. Do you know, so is the TGL its own entity? Or is it supported by the PGA?
No, it's its own entity.
It's its own entity?
Yeah.
Are you for sure about that?
I'm about 90% sure on that.
Let's find out. Yes, TGL is heavily supported by the PGA Tour, which holds a 20% stake in the simulator-based league. Which makes sense because I was going to say, if that's not the case, why is no one from Live playing it?
Maybe they just told him to fuck off.
And they could, and I wouldn't blame them. But, I mean, seriously, you're not telling me that if Bryson DeChambeau had his own team that they'd get ratings? I mean, seriously, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like...
But also, Tiger's been on the board for the PGA for how long? He's probably telling them to fuck off. And Rory's an asshole. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, per Rory's memo.
For real.
Oh, yeah.
Quote, unquote.
Quote, unquote is right. Okay. All right. I got a couple of little topics here, and then we're going to be wrapping up episode 64 here. Yeah, dude. Fucking fun day. Fun week. So, all right. We didn't really get to talk about the USA Hockey. We teased it in the beginning. I want to talk about them, and then we're going to probably wrap this up because MLB spring training's in full effect, but there's not enough to talk about yet. The Red Wings are getting back into action, I think, today or tomorrow, I believe. Wednesday, tomorrow they start. Pistons are back at it. However, they lost to the Spurs pretty bad last night. Wemby now has a block against every NBA team already.
Dude, it's insane watching him. He's crazy. Just so fucking long.
I got to say, I watched a lot of that game until I knew that they weren't going to win anymore, and I tuned it back to TGL. But the Spurs are good, and the Spurs have 4 wins, 3 against OKC and 1 against the Pistons this year now. So
yeah. We play Oklahoma City here in the next day or two.
Yes, which will be another really great test for us, and I really hope we can bounce back because the Pistons looked like trash last night. I thought there was going to be another brawl. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
One of the players got shoved. I'm like, here we go again, dude. But you know what? But you can say what you want, like, oh, these players should be able to control their emotions. Maybe they just care too much. Maybe they just loved Detroit basketball that much that they want to impersonate the brawl at the Palace.
Or maybe you just got back from ejection. Stay the fuck out of it, Jalen Dern.
Yeah, no shit. All right. So yeah, back talking about the USA winning gold. I can wholeheartedly say I've heard many people say that this was the best sporting game I've ever watched in my life up to this point from a multiple different reasons. But one being the guy they had down on the ice said, he goes, I've been watching hockey my entire life and doing this for a long time, and this is by far the fastest game I've ever watched. And I brought that up to my father, who's someone, God love you, but you don't watch sports, said, I tuned that on and I thought the same thing. I mean, when you don't watch hockey a lot and you turn it on and you're going, damn, this is fast. First off, Connor McDavid is the fastest man on ice right now by like a mile, okay? By a mile. Kenny Albert, by the way, if you just said that Sidney Crosby was hurt one more fucking time, we'd have been throwing bows like I want to with Chris Collinsworth, brother. I told Nick I counted 12 times in one period that I heard him say, well, Sidney Crosby's out. Sidney Crosby's out. We get it, dude. Sidney Crosby's out. But give me your whole overall take on the game. We shared some stuff on the right over here, but give me your lowdown, man.
I just think it was overall one of the best games. I mean, honestly, Canada put it to us.
They did.
Connor Hellebuck stood on his head.
Absolute gangster.
He has been known in pressure situations to have some issues.
And
he got pulled from 3 games in the playoffs last year against the Blues. Mm-hmm. And for him to put up a performance like that was just unbelievable.
Yeah, I find it funny, though, that the guy that was the goalie for Canada has to go back to play for his American team, and Hellebuck's got to go back to Canada and play for them.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
So good. But shout out Hellebuck from being a Michigan native, dude. That's super cool. Also, shout out to the Hughes bro. Get your teeth knocked out, score our game-winning goal, say how much you love our country, and then totally take your hat off to your goalie who was the MVP. If we would have played a 20-minute 5-on-5 overtime, we lose that game in the first 3 minutes. 100%. That Canada dominated the third period to the point I was like, dude, the save, the best save that I've ever seen, and you could literally argue that it's the best save in hockey ever, that one that he had with the stick.
Yeah.
Holy shit. No, 90% luck, probably. But guess what? He still made the save.
Yeah.
Like, and just, dude, you could tell. I don't know if you noticed how he was just like, he was like tweaking the fuck out, dude. Like, he was so, that's what, even the guy down on the boards, he's like, well, you know, everybody seems pretty focused, and there's not a lot of chirping, shit talking, nothing going on, you know. And he goes, I think that'll change by the third period. And they chime down to him at third period, like, they're more focused now than they were in the first. You know what I mean? Like, them guys had one sole purpose, and that was to come home with that gold medal. And guess what? They did it. It took us 46 years. But, Nick, you'd also mentioned that this is the first time in world history that the USA has taken home gold in both men's and women's hockey. So, whoopee for United States.
And beat Canada in both.
Yeah, and we put it to the Canada in both of them. So, I think right now we take the crown for best hockey
both
country.
Them in overtime.
Yeah, yep. I mean, incredible games. I will say even the women's game was exciting as hell to watch. It was probably about as fast-paced as regular NHL hockey. Nah, I'm just kidding. But anyways, nope, shout out to them. That was really, really great. Super, super stoked up for the United States. I'm very, it's kind of gave me the little bit of love and passion back into hockey that I've been missing for a little while, so I'm really excited to